To the top secret document leaker from Dighton who makes strikingly different statements in two different courtrooms. This week, Jack Teixeira told a military court that he was trying to expose President Biden's lies and that the Justice Department was weaponized against him and President Trump.
Yeah, Barbara, but he didn't say any of that when he faced a federal judge just months ago. Here's a closer look. Nearly 2 years after his national news-making arrest at home in Dighton, intelligence leaker Jack Teixeira lets loose on his motivation and is angling for President Trump to get him off the hook. In an unsworn statement, so not under oath, the National Guardsman said at his military court-martial at a Massachusetts air base Thursday, quote, "It was my intent to expose and correct the lies manufactured and perpetuated by the Biden administration and force-fed to the American people by the mainstream media." Teixeira said it without the threat of more prison time hanging over his head, as he has reached a plea deal with military prosecutors that spares him any more time behind bars. In November, Teixeira was sentenced to 15 years in prison on federal espionage charges after pleading guilty to leaking classified documents he accessed through his job at Otis Air Base on Cape Cod onto social media platform Discord. The documents included sensitive intelligence on the Russia-Ukraine war. When standing in front of a judge then, before he learned his punishment, Teixeira did not say a whole lot. He said, quote, "I'm sorry for all the harm that I've brought, and I understand that all of the responsibility and consequences falls upon my shoulders alone, and I accept whatever that may bring." And his lawyer claimed at that time Teixeira was just a lonely kid with autism who was only trying to impress friends in his social media community and did not intend for the classified documents to go any further. Now, whether he feels free to speak his mind or is appealing to Trump's history of pardoning those who commit crimes in his name, Teixeira is taking a much different tack. He said Americans were being misled about the Russia-Ukraine war and that, quote, "the Department of Justice was politicized and used as a weapon against President Trump, myself, and many other patriots." Teixeira said, quote, "I believe there is a deep state that works to usurp the authority of President Trump and that he sees dignity and honor in President Trump and his vision for America." And Teixeira said he's asking Trump and FBI Director Kash Patel to review his prosecution and punishment. But he also said his punishment is worth it if he saved even one life from what he called a money grab war. And Teixeira said he fears, quote, "an untimely death under suspicious circumstances in jail."